On Nationwide this evening, bringing art from flat canvases to a three-dimensional form, we meet the Tipperary man whose art jumps from the frame. Also, in Dublin, we meet people who are bringing a little magic into our lives with new and old tricks designed to entertain and inspire. You're very welcome to the programme. Well, this evening we have fun, entertainment and magic on the menu. And we begin with magic on the streets of Dublin. Now, over the last number of years, the number of Irish people who have been trying their hand at magic has increased. And recently we asked former Rose of Tralee Maria Walsh to meet and assist some of the magicians who have been performing on the streets of Dublin. And here's how she got on.
Magicians hit Grafton Street in Dublin to show off the diverse range of the dramatic art form and to mark a very important anniversary in the world of magic. Let's take a look through this magical world of performance.
I've been a professional magician now for 30 years and I really enjoy what I do. It's a wonderful art form because it can encompass all age groups.
Yes.
You know, there's no barriers with magic. That's what I really love to do, and I love illusions, a bit like this thing here.
Well, tell me about this, because we're celebrating an anniversary, correct?
We are indeed, yes. It's 50 years since a man called Robert Harbin invented this wonderful illusion. For years, magicians were sawing women in half, and he decided, I wanted to go one better, and I want to saw a woman in three.
You're going to show us this with your assistant?
That's right, with Aisling. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the lovely Aisling. Aisling, come this way. Lovely. Now, when I close this bottom door, you will see that Aisling will pop her foot out to the bottom. Would you just take her gently by the foot?
Sorry.
I'm going to close the middle door here, and then she will place her hand out through here. Would you just feel and make sure it's a real hand? Yep. There's a little trap door here. Do you want to give her a tickle or tummy? Go on, tickle her. No, you won't. Okay. Then we close the top door, and she put her hand out through here, and then your face. Now, I'm going to ask you to swap places with me.
Clearly the worst assistant when I didn't even know where to stand.
It's quite all right. Now, if I try and remove the centre of this box, you will notice that Aisling's hand gets in the way, so we can't go any further. So could you take your hand in, please? Now, when I try and move it a bit further, her backbone gets in the way, or breakfast, one or the other. So the only way to solve this, of course, is with these two solid blades. Here we go. One.
You're really aggressive with those there, Pat.
Two. She never felt a thing. I will now remove the centre of the box, but I will need you to help.
Okay.
I need you to put your hands just here. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, push. Would you just wave your hand through the middle there, just to show that there is nothing in there?
There is absolutely nothing.
Aisling will take a little hand. She has a hold of a handkerchief.
Look at the knives.
I can tickle her tummy as well. Would you like to take your hand in, Aisling? I will now put you back to normal, which is quite difficult because she's never been normal. So are we ready, dear? Okay, here we go. Back to normal, just like this. I'll pull out the bottom blade, pull out the top blade. Your hand will come back out to the little hole here, complete with my handkerchief. And there you go. If you take in your hands and feet, I will open the doors, and ladies and gentlemen, would you please show your appreciation for the very beautiful and the lovely Aisling? The great misconception of magic is people think it's all camera tricks. I only do what I can do live. I won't do anything else.
It was awesome. That was amazing.
You can learn the fundamentals in a reasonably short time, but like a musician, it takes years to get it perfected and to get the timing right on it and to make it work. Anybody can do a magic trick, but to make it into a performance, that's the thing that's a little bit more difficult.
We've gathered a little bit of an audience.
We have indeed, yeah.
You're going to show me a trick.
We need a gentleman. Can we have a gentleman from the audience?
Ladies and gentlemen, can we get a bit of a round of applause?
You are?
Rob Casey.
Rob Casey, okay, wonderful, Rob.
Hi, Rob. How are you doing?
Maria, this thing here, you'll see it's a solid blade, goes into the carrying case. If I can get both my hands to shake together at the same time, you'll see it goes in there. And of course, obviously anything that gets in the holes could be slightly
I'm not really liking the way this is going now, Pat.
Rob, could you stand on my left here for a moment, please? because what I need you to do is, first of all, would you... Oh, very good. You're very sorry. Would you take that with your left hand, Rob? Very good, yeah. Now, I'll just hang on to this for a moment and put the clips up there. They are the safety devices, OK? No problem. Now, you have a spare hand. Would you just pop it in through there for me? And Maria, would you do the same? I will help you so, just in case you're worried. OK, yeah, it just goes in there. Very good. I want to make sure that if anything goes wrong, that these hands will not go rolling all around Grafton Street. Now, everything is fine as long as I don't take away these two clips.
No, we won't be taking those away.
And if I take away those two clips... OK.
Are you fairly attached to that hand?
So, are you OK? Now, I'm hanging on to it here, there's no problem. Now,
Okay.
I can do this one of two ways. We can do it very fast or we can do it very slow. Which would you prefer? What I would do is I'd count to 3. I'll go 1, 2, 3. Well, I always do it on 2. OK, yeah. Right. See, I never give you the opportunity to worry about it. OK. Oh, thank you. Now, I'm just going to take off the top bit here. And I ask you to let go of the handle if you don't mind, please. And
Yeah.
I will take it down there because you will now see that the main thing about this is
Oh.
that how it's actually gone straight through your arms, all the way like that without feeling the pain. But that's the magic of it all. Ladies and gentlemen, could we have a big round of applause for our 2 lovely volunteers?
Really, I see myself as an entertainer. And I just use magic to entertain people because it's not about the tricks. If you imagine a table of 12 or 13 people at a wedding or a corporate event and they all have that reaction, it creates the atmosphere. So that's really what magic's about.
Can I see a trick?
Of course, I would be delighted.
That a card?
Pick a card, any one. Don't let me influence you. No, I'm only joking. Really, really, really. Take any one at all.
Okay.
And have a look at it. You can show the camera as well. It doesn't really matter if I know what it is. And to make sure it's definitely unique, I'm going to get you to sign the card. Give me your
Okay.
autograph. I'll put it on eBay later on. We'll see what we get for it. Perfect. And I'll grab the card.
I just need to make sure I
I
remember.
shall try tell you the name of it. They're not marked, by the way, on the back
Okay.
here. Here's the real trick. Here's the real trick. Your 4 of hearts, Maria,
Yeah.
goes somewhere into the centre of the deck. Even though it's in the middle, there's a little button on the top, and when we press it, it comes all the way back up again. This time, you can tell me where to stick it. Be polite, we're on television. Say stop whenever you like.
Stop.
That's exactly where you said, yeah?
Yeah.
This time, we're going to make it come to the top. Press the little button yourself this time, and it comes right the way back up again. Now, the funny thing is, I had a feeling you were going to pick the 4 of hearts. I'm going to lose it for real in the centre of the deck.
Okay.
Earlier on, I made a prediction, and I put a card into an envelope and sealed it up.
Sleeves, by the way.
As an honest GI, I usually roll my sleeves up so you know I'm not cheating, even though I am, of course. I do have one envelope in here sealed. We shall swap. Check the envelope is sealed down, verify for the viewers
Yes,
at
it's
home
all
it really
sealed.
is sealed. Open it up and take out what I'm hoping is going to be the 4 of hearts, which would be a pretty neat trick. A miracle if it wasn't just any 4 of hearts, but your 4 of hearts.
Oh my God! How did you do
Now,
that?
here's the best part. If you watch closely, these tricks become see-through. Watch. See-through. That's why it's not just for kids.
That is so amazing.
Thank you.
Am I allowed to ask how?
You can ask, I can't
you
tell.
won't be telling.
To be honest, it's more fun if you don't know. The secret is never as fun as the actual
Yeah,
effect.
that's true. You're not your average magician.
That's right, yeah. I kind of specialise in a very niche area called pickpocket magic. I'm a pickpocket. So you don't have a prop, you don't have a box or a pack of cards or anything with you. You're using the person's own stuff and pure misdirection.
But
so it's
how
kind
do
of
you
like
practice this? Do you go out on like a Friday, Saturday night and just like you're pickpocketing?
Well, I practice a
things?
bit with this, you know. I practice a bit with this. First off, so, I mean, when you're a magician and pickpocket, would you pay for stuff? You know what I mean? This is my favourite trick in the whole world.
Why is this?
Red bally trick. You'll see what this is great. Hold out 2 hands first,
Yeah.
Marie. This is a boy and a girl. They're in love. Oh. Can't believe you did that, but okay. Here we go. Squeeze them tight like this, Maria, and turn your hands over. All I have to do is a little click. That's all it takes. Turn your hands over, open them up. They changed places, Maria. No, you're not
Let's go
believing.
back to the
No,
other
they do.
magician.
No, they do change places. It's just that you have to tell. You have to tell. You got to squeak them.
Oh.
One of them should be. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
A little squeak. Can you hear it? Just in the. Pat. That one doesn't squeak. I have a squeaker in my hand. I'm messing with you. You look very annoyed with the magician now. See the way it's my favourite
do.
trick now? No, there is actually a trick to this. The boy and the girl, watch close. If I take the boy, let's say, and if you take the girl, hold the girl the same way as I have the boy. Squeeze her tight, don't let anything in or out. Do you know any magic words, Maria? You're going to wave your other hand over ours.
I'm going to be really bad. Abra!
Cadabra. Perfect. The boy doesn't like being away from the girl. Squeeze her tight. Don't let me in or out. Watch this. If we move them apart, if we separate them apart like this, perfect. Actually, put the girl into your other hand. Don't let me get at it. If you give a little click, the boy doesn't like being away from the girl. He disappears. Now, I put the boy here, but I could have cheated. I'm the magician. You put the girl in your own hand.
Yeah.
Nobody went near it since. Slowly, Maria, turn your hand over. Have a look. Is he in there? What?
But my hand is over here.
I don't even know how it works.
How are you?
Hello, good, how are you?
So tell me a little bit about this magical world of mentalism.
Well, mentalism is another term for magic of the mind. And it's probably important to say, Marie, from the outset, I don't claim any special powers as such, but I do claim to have a high level of intuition.
Okay, hit me with one of these things now. Entertain me.
I don't know if this is going to work, by the way. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I want you to think of a person who's important to you, who's close to you. Now, for the viewers, is there any way I could know this person?
No.
Okay, and I haven't asked you to say anything before or anything like that?
No.
Okay, so I want you to look at me. I want you to, in your mind, I want you to say this person's name over and over and over again. And what I want you to do now, very slowly in your mind, I want you to start spelling this person's name, letter by letter, starting now. Stop. Did you just stop, or are you about to stop on the letter A?
I just stopped.
On the letter A?
Yes.
Okay, good, because you were going a little bit slow and fast, that's good. Okay, so the name, keep saying the name, and this person's actually very important to you. And it's a male, I'm pretty sure it's a male. But I don't know this person, and this person doesn't know me. So if I was to meet this person, you would say to me, Robert, I'd like you to meet this person who's very important in my life, and his name is Liam.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I was like, there's no way you're going to get this.
Well, that's my job.
I'm actually a little bit flabbergasted now.
So am I didn't expect it to work.
Because it was a random name, like someone I wouldn't... Wow.
It's
How?
quite peculiar.
I want to know how, but obviously that's your secret.
You gave everything away. Your beautiful smile gave it all away.
You're such a plum bosser.
It really did, give it all away. And when I got to
How?
I, of course, it had to be Liam.
What is the difference then from like
From a
what you
magician,
do
okay.
to what like a psychic would? Because that
Well-
was really psychic driven there.
Well, that's a really good
I
question.
think.
I'm a psychic entertainer, and I think the key emphasis is on entertainment. A psychic will obviously try and tell you your future and try and tell you how you should live your life, which is something I'm totally against. So what I want you to do now for me, I want you to think of a film, okay? A completely random film. I want you to think of this film in your mind. And I want you, again, like the word Liam, I want you to say this film over and over again in your mind for me. I'm not getting a huge amount. You've seen this film before. That's what I'm getting. Do you mind? This is going to allow me to maybe get a little bit more where I need to get. Can I have your wrist? Can I take your pulse? And I want you to imagine you see the film and you're going through all the emotions of that film. And it's very interesting, Marie, because now your pulse is jumping a little bit. So this will tell me that it's a film that perhaps has a few scares in it.
Yes.
I want you to imagine all different aspects of the film. And think about the film. Think about some well-known aspect of the film. Were you thinking of something like music or something? So it's like a theme tune?
Yes.
Think of the film, say it over and over again in your mind for me. And you're in the cinema and you're watching this film and it's playing out. Your pulse just jumped again. So is this the part where somebody's like getting attacked?
Yes.
You could have chosen any film at all.
Yes.
Are you trying to send to me the film Jaws?
Oh my God, no, there's no way you could have known that out of all the films.
Well, I want you to know, I want you to
No,
imagine.
there's no way you could have known that.
I want you to imagine that, again, make believe you're going to see this film, because it's an old film. So I want you to think about a time of the film. So think of the time for me in your mind for me now.
Okay.
Sure, think of a time for me right now, yeah? I want you to say this time over and over again in your mind for me.
Okay.
So this time is when the film starts, all right?
Yeah.
So the film's starting at this time. It's very important. Maria, would you like to tell us all? There's no way I could know this time, is there?
Yeah, no. It was a random time chosen.
Okay, well then tell me and tell us all. What time are we thinking of?
7:15.
7:15. That's very interesting, because once you look at the clock, I want you to imagine you see your time going around and around and around. So in your mind you need to say stop,
How
okay?
did you...
In your mind you need to say stop, because otherwise it's just going to keep going around and around and around. In your mind says stop at 7:15. The film is about to start. So in your mind, you're going to say stop. Close enough?
Because it wasn't on the quarter past.
Wow, so is that the exact time?
It wasn't on the quarter. No!
Wow, isn't that incredible? Wow.
No, there's no... How did you get to 7?
It was very nice to meet you.
Oh my God!
Great to meet you.
How did you get... No, you have to explain this now.
Now, how does he do that? You know, it catches me every time. I can never work out how magicians perform their tricks. And our thanks indeed to all the magicians who took part in that piece. After the break, we're going to be meeting an artist from County Tipperary whose three-dimensional work literally jumps off the canvas. We'll see you in a few minutes.